Willie D Live.
In the studio, Lil Flip and his publishing administrator,
Yep.
Miss Jessie. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And welcome back.
Hey, I had to come back.
Yeah, it's always an honor to have you around, man. It's to be in your company, but I didn't know I was going to have you back on the show so soon. So let me bring everybody up to speed on why you're back so soon.
Okay.
So a few weeks ago, I sat down with Flip and we had a conversation about his career and his life, and he said some things that rubbed his former business partner, Hump, of Suckerfree Records, the wrong way. Flip, after that, Hump heard what Flip said, and Hump had some words to say. He wanted to tell his side of the story. Flip heard what Hump said, and he was like, "No, man, that ain't how it went." So I invited Flip to come on the show, but also, let's do this with Hump. And you said to me what?
I say, look, I already been trying to have a third meeting with him already. And I want to address what he said first, because if I have a conversation with him on camera first, it's going to probably be crazy. Because it's things that I wanted to tell him when he asked me why did I leave when I had a meeting with him. I had 2 meetings with him prior to these interviews to iron this out. And so I was just like, it was a few other reasons that I didn't tell him in front of, because he had his wife with him at the meeting. So he was asking me the reasons of why you left, why you didn't talk to me. I'm like, I told you this, I told you that, but it was a couple other things that I wanted to tell him, but I didn't want to be, you feel me, disrespectful. So I kind of left those things out. So I'm like, I'm going to come talk to you, and then if me and him sit down and talk off camera, after that convo, then we can have a conversation on camera, but he gonna have to talk to me face to face because I still been waiting on the third meeting.
Yeah. So the conversation that we had really opened up a Pandora box of questions. And for me, what I do with Willie D Live Conversations is to have conversations where we can try to get an understanding, present information and instructions to help people navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world, just like I opened up with. So for me, it ain't never about trying to kick up dust and being messy or nothing like that. It's more about trying to get an understanding. And for 2 guys that I really care about, 2 guys that I admire, what y'all did individually and collectively,
Right.
I like to see some type of understanding, and it don't have to be a situation where, it can get nasty, right?
Right.
Because, a lot of times we get blamed for not being able to have proper discourse, not being able to sit down and settle our disputes like men.
Correct.
Right?
Especially our
In
race.
a civilized manner.
And especially
Right.
people of our color.
Exactly. So that's what this, that's what this even having this follow-up is about. Because so if I can be a conduit for that to happen,
Right.
That's a beautiful thing. What I want to do is I want you to take us back to before all of the madness, the crazy stuff,
Right.
the record sales, the money,
Right.
the groupies, the
Right.
touring, the sold-out shows. Take us back to that first, like how that was. How was it before you and Hump actually started doing business? What was that
Thank you.
relationship like?
So let's go to the beginning. I had to write down some topics and notes so I could make sure I address everything. But before I met him, which I kind of knew who he was in middle school, but I didn't really meet him until I was 16, 17, 18. Those are the ages that I known him, right? We started doing business and stuff like that. So prior to him meeting me, because he made a statement like Flip wasn't known, nobody knew him like that, that's a lie. The youngsters say, that's cap, you know what I'm saying? Before I met him, I was already doing freestyle battles, just joking, drumsticks, skating rink, super skate on MLK, Caro's, Club Unique Stadium Bowl, Oasis, Jamaica. I was going out of town, like different people from different hoods. You know how people be like, man, I got a partner, man. He can rap better than you, and he represent our hood, and everybody put their money up, and you meet up, and we battle just like people would meet up and fight. You know what I mean? So I was doing all those different things, calling in 97.9 the box, doing the roll calls, like all these things, building my names, doing talent shows, family reunion talent shows at the high school. These are all the things that I was doing prior to meeting him. Going to Kinko's, spending my own money, making flyers, going to the car shows, giving away the stuff, watching, you feel me, Rap a Lot come perform, 100 Deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of these are moments that I did prior to him, like, putting in the groundwork, throwing my own concerts. It was this place, what's that, Makawa? That's Makawa, like across the tracks. I'm trying to think what street. I think it's Belfort. But it was like this place, the venue you could rent. And, I had through a few shows or whatever. Like, these are different things that I was doing prior to meeting him. So fast forward to me meeting him, like, I heard he had an entertainment company, which was Suckerfree Entertainment. So I'm from Cloverland, so the Botany Boys, we all affiliated. Everybody know where everybody live. Everybody know who is who. So he would throw shows. He threw a few events, you know what I'm saying? I went to a few of the events, but this is before he even really knew who I was. I'm the youngest in the Screwed Up Clique, but I was like, I'm always on the scene, you know what I'm saying, in clubs, super young. So 99% of those events were like empty that he threw. Facts. So anyway, fast forward to like, high school now. All right, I'm bubbling even more now, doing the battles, playing basketball. Everybody know me in the hood for hooping, you know what I'm saying? Having the Jordans early and all that. So we link up. Botany Boys thing is going. C-Note, everybody. These are my people from my hood, you know what I mean? Everybody know each other. So he had Suckerfree Entertainment. At that point, he had an artist named T. Lee from Canterbury Village. He had an artist named Red Bull, a guy named Dre, and a guy named Big Frank, and who later changed his name to Boss Hog. So when I got there, it was Suckerfree Entertainment. So when I got there, hanging around, coming around, he would always make complaints like, man, I need you to help write for Big Frank. You know what I'm saying? Even though he could rap, but his favorite rapper was Biggie. So a lot of his raps would kind of be in the cadence of Biggie or whatever. So he was like, man, hey, help him write some stuff. So if you go to the HSC album, we got a record called G's and Ballers. G's and Ballers, Ballers and G's. Real players cry low and we ride on threes. I wrote that hook. And my partner Jason was on there. R.I.P. to Jason. He got the first verse. I wrote a record for Boss Hog. What was it called? Blades and Spinners. This before Spinners even came out. This is like probably between 9.7 and 9.8-ish. You know what I mean? So his was Blades and Spinners, Spinners and Blades. So anyway, I would help Ghost write records and stuff, help mold Boss Hog, just help him with his shit because I've been doing music my whole life. My grandmother played the piano in the church. I've been in studios. Like, I didn't come to him as an artist like, hey, teach me how to count bars. I record myself, pick my beats. I make beats as well. So I came there already a full package. It wasn't you got to hold my hand. I already had the drive to go promote myself. So you
were self-contained.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what it was. So we had a conversation. He found out who my dad was and whatever, and he was like, oh, that's your dad? Like, yeah, that's my dad.
Big West.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's my dad and stuff. So we started doing more business, and we had a conversation, and the conversation was like, hey, man, let's turn this into a label. I'm like, hey, let's make it Suckerfree Records. You got Suckerfree Entertainment, you throwing shows and all that, and you got a few artists that you putting out or whatever, or managing or whatever he was doing with them. I didn't know their business dealings. But I'm like, let's make it Suckerfree Records. So we agreed to do that because this logo here, Look, this why I wore it. This is my logo, Clover G Records. I already was going to do Clover G Records way back then. I never, you know how you, like I say, you have a click or something, yeah, we this, and you represent that, but you don't never trademark it until like down the line, but you been that click before you made it official. So I put this on the back burner when he was like, let's partner up. I'm like, all right, cool, you my dad's childhood friend. Let me be in business with somebody that's connected to my dad, you feel me? So this seems like more like family. I'm like, let's do this like Baby and Slim. Let's go 50-50. You the CEO, I'm the CEO, but I'm the artist as well. So when it's CEO money and it's artist money. Me being the CEO and the artist, I'm supposed to make more money than him because I wrote the records. You know what I mean? So we agreed to do that and both be the CEOs.